Howard at Key was going well. The local pub, the Mile End, made a fortune out of him. Every night he was their first customer and also the last patron to leave. When he couldn't go, he'd send me down to fill his flagon bottle full of old oak draught. For all his drinking, he never showed any ill effects, though towards the end of his days he started having hallucinations. In 1944, I was playing in Gendro schoolyard and I had my front tooth knocked out. It caused me a lot of grief for years. I was afraid to smile. The same year, I broke my nose and my grandfather's door. On that occasion, I ran away and hid because I couldn't stop my eyes from watering after I broke his door with my nose. At 14 and a half, my cousin Tommy Davy was working up at Mount Pleasant and he got friendly with Billy Gambold, a milkman in Rhondda Street. So he got me a job on Saturday mornings. It was 12 hours a day and the pay was 7 shillings and 6pence. I gave my mother 5 shillings and kept the rest. I had never had so much money before. I left school after Easter 1948. I was 15. My cousin Davy Owens wanted me to go and work with him at the Mannesman, a tube works up in Plasmal, but I really liked my job on the milk, so I accepted Billy Gambold's offer of a permanent job. I was starting work an hour before Billy and delivering milk at the rate of 2 gallons a time from the shop. Slow work, but effective. When Billy came to help me, I would finish work by dinner time. I was now earning £2 a week. After a while, I thought I'd be better off in the Mannesman, so I went to see Davy Owens in Courtney Street and he got me started there the week after. In 1948, Grandpa Dirk passed away. He was calling for my mother when he died. He had lived 10 years from the day he'd lost his leg. My nan now lived on her own, but had our family to watch out for her. I was in the Mannesman for 3 months when I asked if my cousin John could have a job. I was given an application form and he started soon after. This meant that there were now 9 members of my family working there. I was very close to them all, so at every opportunity I'd go and visit them in the works. The hardest to find was my Uncle Sam. He was Auntie Mary's husband. He was at the end of his working life and my cousins Will and Davy, his sons, reckoned he had hiding places on the roof. I gave up looking in the end and only saw him when he wanted me. Uncles Joe and Hubert also worked there, along with cousin Benny, Uncle Joe's son, and cousin and Will's wife in the canteen. When I was 16 and a half, I was put to work on a very fast monorail gantry. It wasn't long before I went to work on an extruding machine. It was a tube reducing machine and I was called a dogger operator. It brought on my mother's favourite quip, which was talked and laughed about for years. I went home after my first day on the job and said to my mother, "Ma'am, I've got a new job. I'm dogging." She didn't look at me and replied, "Don't get excited, love. Your father's been dogging me for years."